Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Phay, and welcome to the channel. You know, I saw a sign the other day that said, "Watch for children." I thought, yeah, that sounds like a fair trade. Today, we're taking a look at Ultimate Railroads from Z-Man Games. Now, Ultimate Railroads is a combination between Russian Railroads and then all of the expansions that came out. Now, Russian Railroads, I absolutely love. It came out in 2013. And by the time I finally got into that game, the other expansions, especially American Railroads, were all out of print and they were super expensive. In 21, this box came out, and I've been looking at it. It was a high price point, and it finally came down to a point where I can afford this one. And so I'm glad I finally got it because I've always wanted to get those other expansions and give them a play and give them a try. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's go down to the table. Let's open this one up, and let's see what's on the inside. All right, folks, here you go. This is Ultimate Railroads. This is a combination between Russian Railroads and all the expansion, everything else. All right. And I'll tell you what, this is a big size box. You can just kind of see right there how actual big this is. Okay. Now, this is a game for ages 12 and up, 1 to 4 players, and you're looking at about 40 minutes per player. Also, the designers of this one is, and I hope I get these names right, Helmut Oli and Leonard Orgler. I hope I got those right. I'm sorry if I got them wrong, but let's go into here and let's see what we have. Okay, so we have Russian Railroads. Of course, it was released back in 2013. And then, of course, they came out with German Railroads and American Railroads, the 2 expansions I always wanted, never got. And there's also several mini expansions as well, which I'm not 100% familiar with those ones. But this box contains all of that, including a new expansion called Asian Railroads. And that's what I'm excited about as well, and see how that one gets incorporated. But really, it's this Russian or this American Railroads and this German Railroads that I really want, especially the American one. Okay, now let's get this thing open. I have waited several years to get my copy of this game, and I tell you, I've wanted it for a long time. I just passed it up several different times, so I'm glad it finally came onto a sale that I could afford. Okay, now let's see what's inside, because I've actually not seen what's actually inside this box. I've never seen an unboxing or anything for it. Now it looks like what we're going to get here, this looks like it is for, my guess is the insert. They'll probably have an insert for inside of this this box. That's what this looks like to me, especially when it's like this cardboard type. All right, so let's put those off to the side. And it looks like we're going to have even more of that insert. I'll have to put this together and take some photos and see about adding some photos and see what that looks like. Okay, put that one off to the side as well. Now we're going to have one thick rule book, and I'm hoping, you know, it should be, oh, here we go. We got the box insert assembly right there. So that's what it's going to look like. But one rule book that's going to have rules for all of the expansions and everything else, which is going to be very nice. This is my favorite part about getting these ultimate sets like this. Okay, so we got the big box, table of contents. You got your Russian railroads, and of course on these pages you're going to have American railroads, Asian railroads, your German railroads, and then it looks like these are your little modules and a solo variant, which I'm excited to try as well. Okay, so we got the contents overview, how it's all going to fit inside of this box. All right, and let's just keep going. And man, I'll tell you, I don't know if any of you guys played this game, but I love this game. Okay, here's your contents and setup. This is going to be just for the regular base game, which I'll probably end up playing the base game again. It's actually been a long time since I played this game. It's kind of a heavier game, but once you understand it, it's not that bad. Okay, so you got your locomotives and factories, your industrialization, auxiliary actions, engineering. All right, and I got your turn order, coffee break. You've earned it. Okay, not a coffee drinker, but okay. Now here's your player board, and this is where I think this game is really cool. I love how you're manipulating these player boards with your trains. Plus, you got a spot down at the bottom for, like, what is it, your locomotives, or industrialization. Yeah, because your locomotives are bouncing across there. It's just a really cool, neat concept how this game is done. Got your scoring phase. All right, securing your routes. Now here's going to be your end of the game. Changes if you're playing for 2 and 3 players, okay? Because I think the game is basically set up for 4, but the other side of the board has a 2-3 player side. Got some tips. All right, now we're going to get into, here's now our German railroads. This is the stuff that I have not gotten a chance to play yet. Okay, and this is what I'm excited about. Route extensions. All right, now here's your American railroads. And now American roads, I thought actually added some stuff that kind of changes gameplay a little bit more every turn. So I'm excited to see how this one plays. All right. Ooh, a stocks board. Okay. your general payout. Now we got our Asian railroads. This should be the brand new expansion that comes inside of this one. All right, your Asian player board, industry board. All right. And see, I love train games anyways. So a worker placement train game is just a little bit different, but yeah, I still like it. We got a coal module. Okay, so these are all the different modules that we're going to have now. Got the foundry, the coal factory, changes for a couple players. Manufactory train module. We got the special ideas module, additional engineers. Oh, and here we go. Here's that solo variant. That's the solo variant that I'm excited about, and see how this plays. Okay, combination special cases and cards, explanations of cards and tiles. Yeah, there's some good stuff on here. Okay, now here's your engineers, locomotives, and factories. So just some basic information that you're going to get on that. Very cool. There's a lot of good stuff in that rule book. Let's get him off to the side, and let's get all this back in here. Let's see what we have. All right. So, these boards are going to be interesting. They're going to prove to be interesting for me. So your cutout boards are actually really long. All right, so let's see. They're not small ones, so I'm going to show you a little bit difficultly. All right, but there's one side. Oh, yep, and see, and we're going to have those tokens right there. All right, and then here's your other side here. Now what I'm going to do is we're just going to flip them over and kind of get an idea of what's on this back side. Okay, but yeah, these just are really, really large. All right, and let's give it a little bit of a test. How's it punch? Oh yeah, see, that actually punches really nice. They're not just super falling out, but it's not really leaving any burrs or anything like that. I don't think we're gonna have any problems. Let's go ahead and leave that in there for now, just to make it simpler for me. But yeah, these are interesting type of punch boards when they come out like this. All right, these really big long ones. Okay, so there we go. We got some more locomotives in there. Make sure I get those in there for you guys. All right, and then we have here's your tokens here, and I'm not sure at this point in time which tokens go with which expansion and everything else. That's the one thing I am excited if you get figured out. Okay, and I have a feeling these are all actually upside down. All right, there's all those, and then there's your backside of those tokens right there. Trying to keep everything in camera, and I'm having a hard time doing that. All right. Man, even these ones they have all over the place. Okay, so we got our money pieces, which are kind of falling out on me. So we're going to have that little tiny board right there, and I'll just show you the back side of that one. Okay, and then all those round tokens, plus all your money tokens. We've got even more round tokens over here. And see, there's your back side of what those tokens are all going to look like. All right. Put him off to the side. Now, what do we have? Okay, so now it looks like we're actually getting into some of the engineers and stuff like that you're going to have. And again, these are all big double-sided, so we got more locomotives. Get those on there for you. Okay, there's your backside of those. All right. Oh, yeah, we have, I forget what that board was, but I remember seeing that one in the rule book. Okay, there's the board for that. Plus, you're going to have all these guys, which you're going to be able to try to get. Your tokens are going to go out. And there's that one. There is a lot to punch in this one. See, and that token's just kind of trying to fall out on me right there. And there you go. Okay, put him back in. I think this might be our last one. All right. Yeah, these are always fun boards to kind of try to punch, but there you go. There's your last of your trains. Okay, and I believe these are, I'm kind of thinking these maybe for the individual players. So everyone's going to have their own set of them. All right, and those, let's see if I can make those right side up, make it a little bit easier to see so you're not looking at everything upside down. But half the stuff is sideways. All right. And there you go. At least it's going to give you an idea of what you will see inside this game. Okay, and let's put him off to the side. Now it looks like we're going to get some player boards. Okay, so that is upside down. So there's your different player boards. Of course, you got your tokens you're going to be able to place down. Let me slide this over. We got yellow color right here. But yeah, your trains are going to come off to the side over here, and you're just basically trying to see how far down you go and trying to gather your resources. And I'm guessing, look, yeah, it looks like they're double-sided, so that way, You just play the side of what you want to play. See, and this will be the same. You know, like here's Los Angeles, Sacramento, Omaha. This font's actually easier for me to see. Then we got Beijing, Seoul, okay, and Tokyo. So that way you just pull out the board, and they don't have to have a different board for every single one of them. Okay, so that one's Los Angeles as well. All right, now what do we have here? Yeah, it's an interesting looking board. Okay, unique. I'm excited to see how this one plays out and what this is for. All right. Now, you know what's interesting is there it is. Okay, I was gonna say I was missing one color of the Los Angeles boards, and it actually was mixed down below. Okay, so now we got this one here. We got the Trans-Siberian. All right. So this is probably gonna be just for your Russian one. All right. Huh. I tell you, it's been so long since I played it, but there you go. Okay. I just need to get the rule book back out and I can figure out which ones these go to. All right, and that is going to be those 4 boards. Now, we're going to have our player board. Let's push that off to the side so we can open this player board up. All right, and this player board looks to be like it's a 3-panel board. All right, so I'll kind of pan this around a little bit so you guys can see it. All right. Okay, so I know we're going to be putting our little tokens out. And definitely in this, because this is the area where I know your engineers are. Of course, your worker placement phase on what you want to try to purchase. The same with these over here as well. Okay, very nice. Let's see. Okay, and then of course your spot everyone can go to for your resources. I'm trying to look and see on here somewhere. I think this might be for the 4-player side, and I think the other side is the 2- and 3-player side. Because, yeah, there's a little bit limited resources, so this is going to be your 2- and 3-player side. Okay, very cool. Get this guy back in here. Now, we have a ton of wood components in this. So let's see what we're just going to pull some of these out, because I think most of them are going to be basically the same. You're just going to get a lot of different colors. So we're going to get, looks like a little coal car. All right, we got our maybe our little engineers, okay, that you're going to be able to put down. For everything. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we got that one right there. Okay, so we're gonna have those in all the colors. I'm just gonna dump everything in here for now. I'll go through and separate all this stuff out a little bit later. I just want to make sure that I can try to find all the different pieces and components that we're putting in. Oh, and then we have, yeah, then we should have our little trains. Okay, so I'll go through and I'll figure out, make sure I have everything correctly, but there you go. That is basically the gist of what we're gonna get inside of here. My dogs are going crazy because someone just rang my doorbell. So if that is loud, I am sorry, folks. Okay, but now in here, what are we going to get? Here, we're going to get all of our different resources or your little track so you can see how far you've laid that down. I'm just going to dump those in there for now because there's some more tokens in here that I want to try to dig out. See, that's what those are as well. And okay, here we go. So we got, looks like a little flat car right there. Check him out. All right. We're going to have a little wrench thing right there. Very cool. And then is that the last of them? Yep. So we got some more of those wrenches. And then we have some more of those train cars. And we'll just put all those in there for now. Now we're also going to get a bunch of Ziploc bags, which it looks like we're going to need a ton of Ziploc bags to put everything in here. And then we're going to get our deck of cards, and this should be the last thing. And I do like how this insert sits in here. Very nice. Actually, I might 3D print some trays that I can just kind of set in there and pull everything out. That would actually be really cool. I wonder if anyone's done that. I'm going to have to go look. I like it when they 3D print trays that can fit inside of those. That way you can still use all the original inserts and everything. All right, so what do we have for cards? We have these whistle cards. I'm going to put these off to the side because we'll go through them based on what they are. Okay, so we're going to have those. Now you got your 2, 3, 4 player cards. Looks like that. And then we're going to have, wow, we got a few more cards than what I remembered. All right, those. And then what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's your 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. All right, right there. We got what I like to call my little idea cards. All right, these maybe, are they like, no, I don't know if they're starting resource cards, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay. But we'll take a look at all those. And there you go for those. Okay. Now we have these cards. Looks like victory points for doing various things. Oh man, I'll tell you, I don't know how many folks have played this game. Let me know in the comments if you played and liked this game. But I have been really wanting to get this game to the table for a really long time again. It's just not having all of the expansion stuff and playing just the base game. I've thought about it, but I kind of always wanted to play the expansion. So now this is really going to force me to get this back to the table again. And I am excited for that. All right, so we're going to have our little conductor with his little pup. Absolutely love those cards. And what are we going to get? Oh, here we go. Okay. Take a look at these. Very cool. Looks like just different resources are going to pop up. And there we go. And the last cards we have, we're going to have the whistle cards, which, there you go. Okay, and that is it, folks. That is what you're going to get inside of Russian Railroads. Now, we're just going to stuff all this stuff back in the box for right now. I'm not going to be too worried about where it's going to be. Before I tip this thing up on its end, I'm going to make sure that I get everything in its place and whatnot. I'm hoping there's not going to be a whole lot of lid lift on this because it does look like there might be a lot of extra space. And that's going to bug me, but I'll fill it up with foam core or something along those lines. We'll get those in there. Okay, let's put these in there. And see, you can just tell, I mean, even when all this stuff's in there, there's definitely lid lift. So this is one of those boxes. Then again, you get these big box games like this, they don't need to be as big as they are. They can trim them down just a little bit, but oh well, it is what it is. But there you go, folks. That is Ultimate Railroads from Z-Man Games. Cannot wait to get this one to the table. All right, well, let's head back up top and let's close this out. Well, there you go, folks. That is Ultimate Railroads from Z-Man Games. I have to say, the game looks fantastic. And just going through the rule book, punching everything out, just really brings back memories of this game and how much I really enjoyed playing it back in the past. I can't wait to get this one to the table again, especially with the expansions and all the modules. So I got everything punched. I got the new tray and everything all put together, and I'll throw some pictures up for you so you can see what it all looks like. And it looks actually great, and it works really good. Okay, some of the trays may need to be a little bit bigger or whatnot, but you know what? It's functional. Okay, and I have everything in the box. There's no lid lift. I don't have to lift anything up. Everything goes to the top. It's actually perfect for what it is. The bottom tray's got some extra space, so I can move things around there if I need to. But I can't wait to get this back to the table. Everything is in here. Everything is organized, and I am ready to play. Now I just need my group to get here so we can start playing again. Well, thank you once again for joining me today. As always, I please ask you to like this video on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on Facebook, or even on X. Please leave me a comment on any one of those platforms, and I'll get to those comments just as soon as I can. And also, folks, if you like the videos I do here, if you haven't done so already, I humbly ask you to click on that subscription button and even click on that bell and be notified when I drop new videos. And if you like the videos I do here, I also post videos over on the Discriminating Gamers channel. Over there, we'll do some reviews, some unboxings, and playthroughs. I'll leave a link to Coney's channel down in the details below. You know, I realized whiteboards are remarkable.